Hey everybody, so I'm gonna show you guys how to make that macaroni and cheese, okay? So basically what we need is the noodles, about 6 or 8 eggs depending on the size, Monterey Jack cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, butter, carnation, and then you're also gonna spice your food with what spices you like. I'll show you the ones that I like myself. So first, we gotta boil the noodles. Make sure these are the elbow noodles. We gotta boil them. And while I do that, I'm also gonna grate the cheese. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and boil the water, right? But do not add any oil in here. No oil, just the water and salt for now. Because if you put oil, it's gonna put a coating on the noodles, and we want it to absorb that nice salt water into the noodles, so you have that flavoring as well. We're just putting the salt. Just simple. And again, you boil it and just toss it every once in a while, so that way it doesn't stick together. Some people think that the oil, you got to put oil, otherwise they'll stick together, but generally that's just not going to happen. So you just go ahead and toss it every once in a while and your noodles will be just fine. Right now I'm also going to leave the butter out, so that way as I grate and as this boils, the butter can soften, so that way it's easier for you to use it later on. What I'm gonna do basically is alternate between sharp and the Monterey Jacks. So I'll do like a good 2 minutes of sharp, then 2 minutes of Monterey Jack, then 2 more minutes of sharp, then 2 more minutes. So it's kind of mixed up, and you just toss it together. I have 2 pounds of the sharp cheddar and 2 pounds of the Monterey Jack, but I don't know if we'll need that much. Right now I'm only gonna shred a whole pound of each, and then we'll see if we need more. But if you don't need more, then don't do it, because you'll overdo it. But you kind of have to play this one by ear. And then to your liking, if you like it super cheesy, then do all 2. But I like to do first 1 pound, and then I'll probably do a 1.5. But since I do have a lot of noodles, I might use the whole thing. But if you only have 1 box of noodles, that's 1 pound, then I would recommend 1 pound of cheese, 1 of sharp cheddar, 1 pound of Monterey Jack. I'm doing 2 pounds, so I probably will use 1.5. I might do the whole 2, but I gotta see first. So grating is just simple. You just grate it like normal. So again, I'm alternating white after 2 minutes. Then I'll alternate some more sharp cheddar, so that way it's mixed up. And when you put it in the bowl, just toss it as you're going, because that way you don't have big drama later on tossing all of them that are separated. But that's pretty much it. So if you see right now, pick it up, and then what I'm gonna do is grab it, toss it in the bowl, and then just mix it up. Very simple, so that way you'll have it mixed up. I mean, that's easy. Okay, you guys, truth moment, momento de la verdad. The cheese is shredded, right? But I'm gonna need more because I have 2 pounds, so it wasn't enough. Normally I would probably do 1.5, but because it's gonna be 2 layers of cheese, I want it to be a little nice and cheesy. So we'll do the whole 2 pounds. This is like one of those decision-making moments. So let's shred all 2 pounds. And over here, our noodles are starting to boil, almost gonna boil. So just give it a toss. Don't forget about it. So that way they don't stick together, which they won't because they're not made like that. But just make sure that they're tossed around. Yeah, just let it boil for a little bit. Make sure you don't let it boil too much, because it has to be al dente. You know, it can't be too soft or too hard. So you're gonna have to watch it a little bit. Nothing out of the ordinary. So right now I'm gonna turn it down to a medium, because I need a little more time to shred. I also recommend that if you're a righty, shred the cheese, lo rayan el cheese with your left, so that way you gain more muscle on the other arm. That's my thing. Para agarrar muscle, keep shredding. Some good muscle right there. Okay, the cheese, el queso ya está rallado. See that? Good. It's bomb cheese. So now you're gonna get eggs. Normally you could do 6 eggs. I'm actually gonna do 8 because I'm gonna make for more people, so I need more eggs. So you just basically get your eggs. You're gonna whisk it. Just beat them up until they're super whisked. I'll show you. All right, so we're gonna do our eggs right now. Just gonna put them on here, right? Huevo 1. Huevo 2. 3. You guys get the idea. So now that I put the eggs in there, I always wash my hands. You know, throughout the whole process, wash your hands. But I always wash my hands and clean up a little bit in this time because you don't want to give anybody salmonella. But basically now all you're going to do, your eggs are already in the thing, right? Super simple. You can salt it if you want to a little bit. And you just beat them up. Whisk it up, beat them up. Make sure that it's completely blended, okay? All right, so we just beat up the eggs. You know, we tossed them up. And now your noodles, mira, they look like it's starting to come together. Might need a couple more minutes. But let's taste it because we got to see what's up, you know? So I usually just basically grab a noodle into your palm. You wash your hands. You don't want to get salmonella. And then you just toss it. Ay, wait. Actually, I think it's like 2 more minutes. 1 minute and a half. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. And that's it. Because we don't want it to be overdone. We also don't want them chiclosos. Right, so I always do this in the sink. I put la coladera esta right there, so that way, you know, it drains, but make sure your sink is completely clean because, you know, you want to make sure you're clean. This part's really easy. You just grab your pot, make sure you have your oven mitts and stuff like that. And you're just going to start pouring it here into the coladera esta, the strainer, so you can English it. And you just do a little bit at a time so the water goes down, right? Strain all that water out, get all that water out. ¿Ya ves? There you go. So what you do, make sure you turn off the fire here. You're just gonna grab it and just kind of toss it. Very easy. Okay, so in this step, what you're gonna do is you're gonna throw this now into a clean olla or algún recipiente or whatever. So I'm tossing it into this glass thing right here because you're gonna do something with this right now. Okay, so it's nice and hot, you see? And then put that back in the sink. You're gonna grab 1 handful of the cheese and toss it up in here, okay? Just put it all together. You're gonna make like a, no sé cómo se diga, but whatever. You're gonna make this. So you just toss it all together, okay? Right now you're gonna season this too, okay? Put it all together. Get 1 chunk and then put it all together. All right, so this is what I usually do. I'm parsley, red pepper, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, salt, and regular pepper. Occasionally I'll throw something else in there as well to make it really good. I might put some red chili flakes in there. I will put some red chili flakes in there as well. Pepper it up. I just put the salt right now. Bastante salt. Pepper it up. Here goes the cayenne pepper. You're not even gonna taste it in there. But I like the little slight flavor to it, but it's not gonna be like super spicy or nothing. Here comes the flakes. So that way gives it a little flavor. But you don't wanna put too much if you have kids because the kids are super picky. Oh, there's a parsley, that's enough. All right, here comes the garlic powder. That gives it a good flavor, garlic powder. Here comes the garlic salt. Just a little bit because you don't want it too salty. We already put enough salt. And I put very little cumin. I know there's like, what, cumin inside the mac and cheese? Yeah, it actually makes it taste good. But I mean, it's just, I'm very little because otherwise it'd be too cuminy. Los cominos. That's it. So right now that we have the noodles like that, we're gonna put 2 sticks of butter. So normally some people will put 1, and you need 2 sticks of butter. And you can also do this in the beginning actually. So your noodles, these noodles are a little bit más aguadas. So, you know, you need to do this right away because I noticed that they're starting to get aguadas. This is a different kind of noodle that I'm using. So 2 sticks of butter, all the seasoning, and then just toss it all together. All right, so we're gonna put the eggs in as well. And same thing, you mix it all together so that way it doesn't cook. And you don't have like eggs, you don't want it to be too eggy. But you just toss it all together. You're gonna keep tossing everything all together. All right, so now what we're gonna do is also we're gonna put some carnation. So make sure it's evaporated milk. I'm gonna put 2 because I have like a lot of noodles and stuff. So just make sure you put it according to what you are gonna do. So if you do 2 pounds, you probably need 2, so it's nice and creamy. But if you only do 1 pound, then I recommend just one because you don't want it to be super overdone. But it doesn't hurt. It actually tastes good. So it's to your liking. Carnation just goes in like everything else has been going in. And again, you just toss it, okay? And if you feel like the spices, you need to put more spices, then you put more spices. But as of now, I think we're good with spices. I'm gonna taste it just to see how it's coming out. But so far, so good. Some people like to put Velveeta in their macaroni and cheese. You can do that, but I think I like Velveeta nacho cheese stuff. It does make it creamy, but look, this is creamy enough because of the carnation, and we put 2. Sometimes the Velveeta can give it like a chemically flavor, so I don't always use it. I don't think we need it, to be honest with you. I think this is creamy enough because you can have all that cheese, and then we have the carnation, evaporated milk. So I recommend just try it first without any Velveeta. Unless you're like a super fan, then pues melt some ahí al lado y luego se lo echas ya cuando lo metes al container where you're gonna bake it. But I think for now, we're good. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start layering everything since I already kind of mixed it all together. And if you can see the egg, there's not like super eggy. Everything is like nice little mixture here. Everything's looking really nice right now. Again, taste it to see how you like it. Now, what I'm gonna do to the pan is I'm going to spray it with a little bit of butter. Not a lot, because you don't want that to be too chemically, but I'm gonna spray it so that way I don't have to do so much cleaning later. Just a little bit, not too much. Just enough so that way, you're not doing all kinds of work later. So we're gonna do 1 layer of the noodles, okay? So you just grab your noodles, 1 layer at the bottom. Now that we've already buttered and stuff, okay? Put 1 layer of the noodles. You're gonna put 1 big layer of cheese, like so, but big time cheese. There has to be 1 full layer of just bunch of cheese everywhere. So this is what the layer of cheese looks like literally a full layer of cheese, okay? Now you're gonna do another layer of noodles. 1 more layer of noodles, see? 1 more layer of noodles, and you start piling on the cheese on top. This is what's gonna be the last part of the cheese. This is the last part right here, and now we're gonna cover it basically with aluminum foil and put it in the oven for 20 minutes or 25 minutes at 325. Just cover it up like this, guys. Put it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how strong your oven is. We put it at 325. After 25 minutes, we get it out of the oven, and you just let it sit for like 5 minutes before you serve. But look how it's starting to look. Yummy. Let it sit, and then you could blend it together, or you could just serve it in pieces. But that's pretty much it. They're done. That's a bomb macaroni and cheese. And it's creamy. You don't need anything else. It's already flavored. Look at that. Bomb. So delicious. But let's let it rest. All right, everyone. So this is what the outcome is. And as you can see, very creamy, very cheesy. It's delicious. Absolutely good. You're gonna love this recipe. This is so bomb, so bomb, so bomb, so bomb. Yum, yum.